Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Madeline, but if you've been around, you know that I'm Madeline. Why are you built like that, my dear? Good. Okay. Whoa, no, my piles. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am giving you guys the top 10 books of mine, okay? I do read a lot. You can find books all over my room, whether it's my to be read copy or Goodreads on my phone or my shelf or my bag and my purse and my sitting chair. You can find books like literally everywhere in my bedroom. So, but first we have to do the thumbnail, and let's even see if I can do this. Okay, pray for me in this moment. I can't make the thumbnail in a different area, but it's kind of hard to do whenever you're sitting on a bed. Okay, squish. Oh. Books smell good. Okay, so we're gonna separate these categories by thriller, and like that type of stuff. I don't exactly know what I'm doing here yet, so I'm trying to get everything situated without stressing myself out. Gosh, that's a thriller. That's a thriller. That's a thriller. That's a thriller. Okay, I put my hair up. It was getting in my way. Okay, so, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so, starting off with romance. For this category, I have 3 books. Wait. Okay, so I have 3 books for romance. I don't want to pull out all my Twilight books. I just don't want to take them all down off my shelf. So my favorite book in the series was Eclipse. Eclipse is like such a good book, and you can tell like just the way that Stephenie writes, it is an amazing book. There's a mix of like everything in it, and Jacob gets some action and so does Edward. I think that's a good mix for someone that can't choose. But I'll tell you who's the cutest in the movies, Jasper. Okay. Eclipse would definitely be one of my favorites in the romance aisle, just because like New Moon, all the other books are good too, but Eclipse just comes above it just because like you can physically feel what's going on in the book. But like with the other books, it's more like, oh my god, I feel so bad for Bella. But with Eclipse, it's like, OMG, I feel so bad for me, because it's like, oh my gosh, there is so much going on. I absolutely love this book. It makes me cheesy just reading it. Now we have Looking for Alaska by John Green. Oh my gosh, John Green is such a good writer. I absolutely love him. And this book is just like, if it's a guy's favorite, then that's a red flag, okay? But basically, Looking for Alaska is just this book that's like totally Miles just being obsessed with getting Alaska's whoa na na na. And it's like, no, that's not good for a guy to be like, yeah, Looking for Alaska is my favorite book. No, it's okay, then don't talk to me. Oh my gosh, I love this book. My favorite book in the entire universe. Like, if I could marry a book, this would be the book that I would marry. I was going through a hard time, and this book, I saw it on those shelves, and ants is my favorite little bugger, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna read that because I like ants. Best purchase I have ever made. Best $13 I have ever spent. There is like, basically it's about this guy that gets captured by aliens, and he believes that the world is gonna end, and it is such a beautiful book because it's like this guy that, it's just so amazing. I'm not gonna, if I start talking about it, I'm gonna spoil it. But definitely, if you're going through something, this is the book to read, because the end just leaves you on that, why does anything matter? Why am I so worried about this? I'm gonna go and jump off cliffs into the water of the world and swim. Like that type of thing. That's the type of feeling that it gives you. It is such an amazing book. And spoiler alert, I dog-ear my favorite pages. So many pages dog-eared. It's just like, it was so good. Okay, now we're getting into, imagine this being 2 books because I don't have a copy of one. Now we're getting into my 2 favorite fantasy books. Okay, so my physical copy is The Invisible Life of Addie, larue, whatever. I, like, for so long I called it larue, but I mean larue, but then I realized that's not how the name is spelled. Why am I saying that? But this book was so good. I saw it on Book Talk. V.E. Schwab she is such a good writer. She's the one thing that I will sacrifice everything for. She's the best thriller writer. Like, I'm not gonna say the best, okay, because I haven't read that much, but I've read plenty enough to say that she's my favorite girl, okay. It was such a good book. It's about this girl that makes a deal with the devil, and she just nobody ever remembers her, and it's super sad. I cried about it. I cried. I was like, I cannot imagine meeting the love of my life and just locking eyes with this person and being like, you're the one, and then them turning around to go grab something and coming back and be like, I don't know why I came back. Who are you? What's your name? Like, no, I'd absolutely break in half. Oh, and then the other thriller is Girls Made of Snow and Glass. I don't have a copy of this one, but oh my goodness, this book was definitely a favorite. It was so freaking good. I just squashed my eyelashes together and now I feel like mush. Like, no lie, I absolutely loved it. And it was like about these girls that were made of snow and glass. Like, one girl's heart was made of snow and another girl's was made of glass, and that's why they could like care after, like, they had like charge of these elements. And it's about like this dude that's like evil, and he has all this evil magic and everybody's scared of him, but that's how they were able to live because of him. And oh my gosh, y'all just need to read it. I absolutely loved it. And then the girl falls in love with this nurse that came. It's just so freaking good. It was amazing. Young adult. I'm gonna call this young adult because I don't really know what category it would fit under, but I am gonna say that Girl Made of Stars was a really good book. It's about this, one of her friends is raped by her brother, and she's stuck trying to figure out, is she lying or is he lying, because he won't admit to it, and she's in this rift because she absolutely loves her brother, but she absolutely loves her best friend too, and she's just stuck in between and just figure out everything. It's like the type of book that makes your face go red because of how many messed up things there is in it. This is the thriller section. I'm a very big thriller reader. I like thrillers. I like the way it makes my heart beat, and it also lets me get out all my anger because it's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe she just did that, and I start like screaming. So this is the Sunshine Girl series. The Sunshine Girl series, I found this book in like 3rd grade at the book fair, the Scholastic Book Fair, and I was like, dare me to get it, because it's scary. I'm the biggest scaredy cat ever. But yeah, so I got this book because my friends knew that I was a scaredy cat, and I was like, dare me to read it, dare me to buy it, and they dared me to buy it. So what did I do? I bought it, and I read it, and I loved it. I waited a full year for the next book to come out. So this is The Haunting. I waited for the next book to come out, The Awakening. I got it. I loved it too. And oh my goodness, these books were so good, and for some reason there is like 7 different songs written down on the inside. I just absolutely love everything that Paige does. She also makes a whole YouTube series out of it. These are like the best thrillers that you could give a child. I read this in 3rd grade. I was hooked on it. I still remember thinking that my fidget spinners came in the mail, and I opened the box and it was actually this book for my birthday. So my fidget spinners turned into an even better surprise. Sadie, girl. Oh, okay, we need to take a breather on this one. So, oh my gosh, there is so much that I could say about this book. Let me like rejuvenate before I start like going whack. Okay, so Sadie by Courtney Summers. This book was so amazing. It's about, okay, so these guys start a podcast, right, trying to look for missing girls, and I was so confused at first because it would like hop between stuff, and I was like, what's going on? And then I realized, oh, as this guy is talking about what happened, this is how the girl actually experienced it. So as I continued reading it, it was like, oh my gosh, this is whack. This book was so amazing. It's about this Sadie, her younger sister, goes missing. Sadie is on a mission to find her, okay, and this girl just like absolutely risked her life to save her sister, even though there obviously is no saving, because like the girl's been missing for like a year or so before she went missing too. This is where it ends. Oh my gosh, this book was so gut-wrenching. I feel like it's unfair to put it under the thriller category just because this book was like so heartbreaking to read. It basically is about this experience of these 5 students who go through a school shooting, and it flips between each of their point of view throughout the book. The way that this writer like totally goes through so much, because like having to write something like this doesn't make you feel good either. It definitely made my fear of school shootings a lot worse. It was such a scary thing, and it just made my heart beat like the entire time. And this whole book, this like 300 paged book, is just like 2 hours of their day of what's going on. It's a scary book, but it's a book that everyone needs to read to become more aware about stuff like this, because I feel like whenever you talk about school shootings, it's like a sacred subject. It's like no, that never happened to you, you're safe, but it's happened to way too many people to say that never happened to you, to like anyone. Like I said, it's a little bit hard to read. So I wouldn't say, hey, go out, buy it, and give it to your 13-year-old. I'd say, hey, go out and buy this and read over it before you give it to your child. I don't really know, though, because I didn't need to do that, because I read everything and anything that is on the shelves that is under $15. This book, I could go on forever. I am not joking. I could go on forever about this book. Like, it's about as good as We Are the Ants. It is my number 2 in the subject. It is so amazing. Like, okay, so it's a thriller. There's so many plot twists, but it's basically about this girl that's like on meds because she did some screwed up things. So now she lives with her grandparents during the summer, right? And then she'll go on walks and she'll doll up through the woods, and she finds this one spot where she sits. She like occasionally falls asleep there because her meds make her loopy. And one day she was just sitting there and she was reading her stuff, and a boy fell out of a tree and fell on top of her, and he was just like, oh, sorry, and booked it, because it's like they're not supposed to be on that land. They could get in big troubles if they were found. And it was just like this book was so good. I can't say anything else or else I'll spoil it, but this book was so good. There were so many ups and downs. There were so many plot twists. There were so many, oh my gosh, where's, I'm on my edge of my seat. I'm gripping the desk. Oh my gosh, like, it's that freaking good. This is an amazing book, and I just feel like I don't know, I've said everyone should read this book a lot. That's why I can't pick my 1 through 10s, because I'd say that about every book. And basically they go to volunteer at this homeless shelter, right? And everyone there is addicted to drugs. Everyone there is addicted to drugs. And that's why all the young girls volunteer at the homeless shelter, because they know, oh, it's a gateway to the drug area. I can get drugs from the ladies that I'm serving. And that's why they go there. And that's how they get addicted to drugs. And that's how they do this. And that's how they that's how they end up doing the woods thingy. It's just like really crazy. And it's not hard to understand, because the way that I'm describing it is hard to understand. But that's because I don't know how to describe this book, because it's so crazy, it's so good. Now, that is my official top 10 list. I think that might have went over 10. No, it didn't. But that is my official top 10 list. And if you guys would like more book videos, then I'm down to do that, because I love me some books. And I have a lot of to-be-reads. If you can't see them in that little corner right there, I have a lot of to-be-reads, and I'm going to Barnes & Noble's tonight. So if you guys would like more book videos, then I am welcome to do anything. I love me some books, and I would be proud to tell everyone about, okay, now these are my top next 10. Okay, so books are something that everybody should invest in, and it's just because like books are a good way for you to like expand your brain. It's not a bad habit that you're feeding into, like said drugs, since we're on the topic of drugs, because that book, it's a good habit to invest in than it is compared to drugs. I don't know how we got into this. Yes, I do. I'm just gonna zip my lip, throw the key away, and say goodbye. My social medias are in the description. Peace, love, and harmony, because everyone is harmonious and everyone deserves peace and everyone deserves love. Goodbye.